Ladies and gentlemen, Golfweek Amateur Tour proudly presents Golfweek Amateur Tour, the podcast, talking about all things Golfweek Amateur Tour, including interviews with tour directors, players, and course professionals. Now here are your hosts, Tim Newman and El Paso Las Cruces Tour Director, Chris Rocha.
Chris, welcome back. We're in June now. We've got it's hard to believe, but the Countdown National Championship is almost. We're 30 days away from the Countdown National Championship.
Mm-hmm.
But June's a big month. Everybody's
June
playing
is
now.
a big month. Yep.
Everybody's playing. We got Father's Day. We got the best tournament of the PGA season.
Yeah.
We've got Father's Day. Now I'm not. I put Father's Day and I put Mother's Day just above Father's Day, just in case anybody's wondering. By the way, I hope everybody had a happy Mother's Day.
That's a safe assumption to be able to do that.
Yeah. So we got a lot going on. We got some other things that have happened that we'll talk about in the close. I don't want to necessarily talk about it now, but we had a couple members try to qualify for U.S. Senior Open, and we'll cover that later in the episode. But our first guest tonight, this guy's going to be an awesome guest. Let me just tell you this. I got to give him a hard time. When we were talking before we started this, he said he had surgery the other day. This is the guy I told you he should have scheduled a surgery around our podcast recording. But we got him on anyway.
Not everybody thinks about that like we do.
They don't. I mean, what's number one? The Golfweek Amateur Tour, the podcast recording schedule. That comes above everything. Mother's Day, Jen's birthday, all that stuff.
My wife's birthday.
But anyway, this guest, we're extending our veteran episode to be able to talk to this guest. He's been around for a long time. He's stepped up his role with the tour this year, and we'll talk to him about that. He's helping out one of my favorite people. But let's just go ahead, and we've done this a number of times.
Well, you've done it a number of times.
Let's bring in our next guest from the Tidewater. Excuse me. Oh my goodness gracious! From the Richmond Tour, Ralph Perkins. Ralph, welcome, bud. Ralph, welcome to the show. Sorry for the mix-up with Tidewater Tours. I know Richmond has been around for, I think, 4 years now, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was just becoming 2 tours when I joined Golfweek.
Yeah, and was Sean Redmond the tour director? I've known Sean for close to 20 years now.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so I met him when I first started the DC tour, and he was down with Lyle and Tidewater, and that's not an excuse, because what Sean has done in Richmond over the last few years has been incredible. He does such a good job, and he's turned into a great tour director. I knew he would, be mentored by Lyle, and now he has you to help grow things even further. But this isn't Sean's podcast episode, so I love the guy, and we'll talk about him. But this is more about you. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And yeah, Sean's a great guy. He really is. I love him to death.
Yeah. So let's start. I got to give you a hard time.
Sure.
We've been back and forth a little bit, and I know you deal more with Jennifer than anybody else. But I told you we were going to get you on, and
yes,
wanted
sir.
to schedule you, and for whatever reason, you didn't check with us when your surgery schedule. You got to work on that. This recording is priority.
I heard you say that earlier, and be honest with you, my surgery was scheduled the week prior, because I'm in college full time now, actually.
Oh wow!
And I just enrolled in college. I just finished my my first semester ever, And so I had a break between the spring and the summer semester. Well, it didn't go well. They postponed my surgery a week, put it on the Thursday that we were scheduled to record. And of course, I'm back in the beginning of summer semester and all kinds of everything else that's happening at the same time. So it wasn't convenient for me by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, I hope it went well. You look good, and you're up and moving. You played golf today, so it had to have been successful.
It's I got a long road. It did not go well. It went from 4 hours to 9 hours. There were complications. Things happened. I got another 4 months of stuff that I got to go through to get through what did not go well. So,
well, I'm sorry to hear that. So
me too, but it'll be all right.
So Chris,
I'm
no
a
joking
soldier.
about it.
I'm a soldier.
Well, let's talk about that. Talk to us a little bit about your military service, what you did, how you got into it, and some of the cool stuff you did.
Well, I joined the military. I joined the United States Army probably a long time ago for a lot of your listeners, 1982. I was a high school dropout, didn't really have a lot going on in my life. I was in a lot of trouble. And I said, you know what? Let's join the Army, see the world. But more importantly, let's join the Army and have 3 meals, a place to sleep, and something to eat. So that was really the driving factor. And so because of my current situation that I had in that previous life, of really, I literally was homeless at the time. 17 years old, or just turning 18. And so I said, I'm going to be a cook in the Army, because at least I will guarantee that I don't miss any meals if I'm cooking them. So my only reason to be a cook was because I didn't want to miss any meals. And I ended up being a cook in the Army for a long time. And I ended up, I went to leadership school down here at Fort Lee, Virginia. I was stationed all over the world. I went to Korea twice. I went to Fort Hood, Texas. I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana. I went to Germany. I went out in the desert, in the Mojave Desert, for exercises. I stationed in Hawaii for 4 years. I was deployed several times. And then I even learned to speak, read, and write Korean while I was in Korea. Wow. So all self-taught. And then once I got out of the military, I started my own IT consulting firm. And I know it's a crazy shift to go from being a chef. And my last duty assignment was to being a chef for the Secretary of Defense at the Pentagon. So I was a personal chef for Cheney, Aspen, and Secretary Perry.
Wow.
Dude,
that's amazing. What was that like? I mean, being around those people, every day. I mean,
not fun. I preferred, so my first duty assignments were combat army units, right? Field artillery, air defense artillery, all those types of things. So I spent a lot of time, you guys civilians would call it camping, we called it training out in the woods, and I'd be out there 30, 45 days at a pop and be gone. And that was, to me, real good, solid, hands dirty, boots on the ground, soldiering.
Right.
When I got to the Pentagon, lieutenant colonels, full bird colonels were coffee boys. They were running around pouring coffee. And, as a staff sergeant, I wasn't nothing. I was just dirt. And so those circles and those levels and those echelons of leadership there, it's a very different culture that I just didn't like as a real, what I call a soldier on the ground.
Right. So, Chris, there's a lot of similarities with Ralph's service as some of the other people we've had on, especially recently. So, like last episode, we had somebody who was in air defense,
right?
So, and we had before that we did have an artillery. We had an MP. My brother was stationed at and currently lives just outside of Fort Polk. Why he's living there, I don't know. I've been in the Mojave Desert. I was infantry, and so this is, Chris. This is one of the reasons why we do this, because you sometimes you're going to have some similar issues, similar experiences, but some people are going to have so much better stories than others, and going from Ralph, just think about this from a different perspective. You went from being homeless.
Yes, sir.
to working at the Pentagon, working at the highest levels of
Yes, sir.
our military.
Yes, sir.
And that's
And
what that's
and foreign
incredible.
dignitaries. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the same room with the Secretary of Defense for the country of Georgia, right? For the nation, for Shelley Koshvili, one of our Joint Chief of Staff. I remember serving and talking with General Powell before he retired and before he passed away. I was at his retirement, so I was there when Les Aspin got fired by President Clinton.
Wow.
Well, you're obviously there for 9/11.
I was a civilian for 9/11.
Okay.
I was a civilian contractor.
Okay.
And funny story, not funny, but great for me. I worked from home that day.
Oh, God bless you.
That day is the day I decided that the day before that I had things I needed to do, and I worked from home. And the director of our program in the IT shop there, he passed away. Mike Fells passed away that day. My director that day.
Wow.
That's probably the closest story we've ever had on our show.
Yeah. And it's
it was crazy. It was absolutely insane.
So Cephas, I don't know if you know Cephas.
I know Cephas. Yeah, Cephas
Okay.
is good people.
Yeah, and he's retiring soon.
Yes, sir.
Like it could be like in the next week or two.
Yeah,
I know it's
super
coming up
proud of
soon.
him.
And I know he works at the Pentagon. I don't know if he was there at 9/11 or not.
Yeah, I was there as a civilian, and I was
Yeah.
deployed to Iraq twice as a civilian.
Wow. That's amazing. Where was your favorite place to be stationed at?
Hawaii.
Okay.
Don't blame you.
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
By far. It's where I started playing golf. I was in the
Okay.
Army, and I started playing golf when I got to Hawaii. And it was by far my favorite place to be. I had my daughter, actually, my oldest daughter, 8 years ago, sold all this stuff and moved her back to Hawaii. She's living in Maui right now.
Good for her. Except for Mike, you probably don't ever really get to see her because that's a
Go hike. I've seen her a couple of times. I've gone out
Yeah.
to see my granddaughter, but I love Hawaii. I love going to visit. I love
Mhm.
the island. I love the island life. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
So do I.
Well, Chris was there. You're going to come up. You were there. Was it last year? Last July?
Last July, yeah.
Yeah, the golf course on the base on Schofield Barracks that I played on all the time. I lived a mile and a half from the first tee box,
Wow.
and it's been destroyed and it's now housing.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite story? That could be told.
Gosh,
That could be told in
my favorite story that could be told. Gosh, my Army stories, because you can go hear some of these stories on my podcast. It's definitely a different venue and a different audience, but the
That's what I like to hear, Ralph. That's what I like to hear. Now we're getting there.
It's no, because my story is very, very interesting if anyone ever wants to take the time to learn about it. And there's so much to it. A lot of people look at where I live at today, how I live today, and they would never imagine that, that I was, homeless, eating out of garbage cans at one
Mhm.
point in my life. And that, I never went to college until 3 months ago was the first time I never graduated high school. I've never had a diploma. And I'm 60, I'll be 62 in September. But one of if I was to try and name a favorite Army story, it would probably be an interesting one where I was leaving Korea in this would have been 1987. Yeah, early 87. And my daughter had been born in an Army hospital in Korea. And my ex-wife, my then wife, who was a Korean national, we were getting ready to deploy back to the United States and come to Fort Polk, Louisiana. We get to the airport, and the people at the civilian airport tell me that my daughter, who is 6 months old, she can't travel.
Oh,
And I'm thinking, okay, so if she's not traveling, trust and believe nobody's traveling. We're
Exactly.
just
yeah.
not we're just
It's
not
it's not
doing
happening.
that.
Right.
Right. So anyways, that's because she wasn't technically on my orders, she wasn't on the paperwork. We didn't have computers then. Everything was printed out, everything was typewriter. And so we went down to the USO. There was some military people down there. They got my orders reissued real quick. And then of course my then wife, whose English is poor, and my Korean wasn't as good as it is today. And so that dialogue, and then with the military, her not knowing what's going on, a screaming baby, I'm in full Class A uniform because that's the only way
Is
we
that
could travel in the
right?
80s.
Right.
Yeah, it got kind of crazy, but in the end, made to be a long day, and we ended up all getting on the plane probably 6 hours later. We missed the first flight, and it turned into Korea to Alaska to California to St. Louis to Miami
Oh my
to
goodness.
Chicago to Boston, where I'm originally from, to get
Goodness
home.
gracious. That's Ralph. That's a nightmare.
With a
That's.
6-month-old.
I
With
didn't
a
know. I don't know if you
6-month-old.
knew that or not. I'm just letting you know that was a nightmare for you. And you bring up something that I literally thought about yesterday, because I was telling a story about my grandmother, and when I was in basic training, I
Yeah.
went through basic training over Christmas of 1986, and back then everybody went on block leave, even if you were in basic training, and I
That's
had
right.
to travel, in my Class A's. That's
That's right.
that was it, and
That's right. So in '86, you had were you in the Army?
yeah, I was in the Army. I was stationed
Yeah, me too.
I was at Fort Benning in basic training, and
Nice. So you had BDUs by then.
yes. Mhm.
My first uniforms were olive drab.
Oh gosh. Actually, I still have one of my first BDU tops. I can't get I can't get my arm in it anymore. I think my younger brother has my Class A's somewhere.
I still have my
He
Class
should,
A's completely put together
yeah,
from my last assignment.
yeah.
Yep, mine are still fully ready to be inspected right now.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And so I also had a similar story when I was in Thailand. Yeah, I was in Thailand, teaching, and the night before I was supposed to come home. They took us out, and we did do what you do in Thailand, and
Right.
we had
Just for show.
exactly, and so I had to be up and at the airport at like 3:00 local time. So we just never went to bed. It was just go out and then go back to the hotel, grab your stuff, and go.
Right.
And I get there, and somehow my reservation was canceled, and they had already dropped me off. So, and I don't speak Thai. I'm like,
Nope.
and I'm screwed. Finally got it situated, and you go through, you go out, and if you're leaving Thailand, you actually have to pay to leave.
That's right.
And I didn't have any cash. So somebody paid for me to leave, and I had to sit in a jump seat backwards, drunk and hungover from Bangkok to Tokyo. Oh God,
Unbelievable.
It was awful.
Yeah, the traveling and the things that the soldiers do that's outside their job. Not just soldiers, but your airmen, sailors,
Yeah,
Marines, all your service members. The travel, especially back then, was absolutely insane.
yeah. And it's I don't know, some of it's much better right now anyway. But
Well, today, right? But
yeah,
things are definitely a little more modern. That's for sure.
So let's talk about golf a little bit.
Sure.
I mean,
I love this. My favorite thing.
So you got into playing golf in Hawaii.
Yes, sir.
Talk about your story from playing golf in Hawaii to where you are today. Being assistant tour director for the Richmond Tour.
I'm going to do this really fast because that in and of itself could be a show because it is really a fantastic story. Because I started playing golf for all the wrong reasons, right? All the things that you were talking about that you do in Thailand, That's why I started playing golf, to do those things in Hawaii, right?
Okay,
We're just going to leave it there, right?
I understand.
And so I ended up getting myself together, so to speak. Again, tune into my other podcast, and I continued to play the sport, um, and I loved it. I loved playing it, but I never took it seriously. I never followed the rules. I just enjoyed playing the sport, and I did that for 20. I did that for the next 25 years. I played 10, 12 rounds a year. If I kept score, if I was thinking about it now, it was probably 120, 130, right? Because I would hit 7 off the tee and count it as 1. I'd pick
Yeah.
it up out of the water and
Uh-huh.
throw it back on the fairway. That's 2.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
We
you
didn't
can't
take
do
any-
that?
Yeah. So I didn't do any of the score keeping the right way. So I never had a handicap. I never competed. I had fun at scrambles and just playing golf. And so I call that playing golf.
Right.
With little Ralph, my youngest son, I have 9 children. I have 6 grandchildren. My
Wow.
oldest will be 40 this year, and my youngest son is little Ralph. He just turned 6 a few weeks ago. So I have every child imaginable between the ages of 6 and 40. I have grandchildren older than little Ralph. So when I moved here, and we bought this house during COVID, Ralph was born during COVID, I decided that I wanted to become a golfer. I didn't want to just play golf anymore. And so I went online, I bought a launch monitor, and it came in the mail. And about a month later, I bought a nice one too. I bought a 4-side GC quad, sight unseen. Didn't even know what I was buying. I didn't know what I was getting into. I just wanted to learn how to play golf. And so I went from that in 2020 when Ralph was born, and I set up a full blown. Eventually, I ended up my little GC quad laptop and net turned into a full blown studio in my home, and I went from. And in 3 years, I broke 80 at Mattaponi Springs for the first time.
Wow. For
wild.
those who don't know, number one, that's a beautiful course, but it's not an easy course either.
So, and I got into the golf simulation world and the IT world. I started building golf courses for the simulation world. So on GS Pro software, there's like 13 different golf courses. I got involved with the Ultimate Long Drive as a result, and I built the game system inside of GS Pro for the Ultimate Long Drive, and started working on getting the Ultimate Long Drive virtual tour director, and getting tours set up online virtually for long drive competitions. Yep.
Wow.
So golf. And now I'm in actually the Kaiser School of Golf. I'm actually in school right now to get my teaching credentials. I'm going to become, my goal is to become a PGA teaching professional.
Good
Because
for you.
now I'm down to my GIN handicap is a 6, and I think my Golfweek handicap is a 9.
Yeah, and that's getting that competition handicap down. That's the one, man.
I just
You
moved
know.
back to B. I after nationals, I played really well at nationals. I came in 14th in B flight, and I was in 5th place on day 2. Shot a 79 at Golden Bear, and now I'm back. I just moved today back to B because my handicap went from an 8 back up to a 9-1, and I'm not playing very well, so I just moved back to B flight. So we'll let the game take me back to A as soon as I'm ready. But I hit the ball longer now. I've been training my body this year. I hit the ball longer now than I've ever hit it my entire life. I can definitely get it out there now.
That's awesome. You say you're 60 or 62?
I'll be 62 in September.
It's 62. That's awesome. You know what?
The A flight tees is a long tee box, especially at Mattaponi, where half the golf course were from the tips.
Yeah. Yeah. So I pulled up the Golf Week schedule, and just so everybody understands, we're recording this way before the episode is going to drop. But you all have a tournament this weekend called the Teddy 2-Putt Challenge at
Yes,
Hobbs
sir.
Hole.
Hobbs Hole.
What is that? Is Teddy is that
He's a dog. Teddy's a dog, and so we do for charity for an animal shelter, and we
Nice.
have people to bring dog food, cat food, or whatnot, and then as a tour, we make a big donation to the local animal shelter, and then every one of our all our winners pose with Teddy, who's there at the event. So not only do they get their trophy, but they get to hold Teddy and pose with Teddy as well.
How about that? And Chris, that was not a setup. I had no idea. That's Ralph. That's a phenomenal idea.
Yep,
that's really cool. And you've got,
we do one for the we do another one that's coming up. The Chesterfield is for the food bank, and we do donation for perishable, non-perishable food, and we make a donation to the local shelters as well. So we try to do community-driven stuff in the Richmond tour.
And you got people from DC, from Richmond, and Tidewater.
That's right.
That signed up right now.
That's right.
If you could do me a favor, because this is the first time I've seen his name in a while, and I heard he wasn't doing real well. But Roger Munoz, the Champ Flight player. Yeah. Will you please tell him I said hi?
I absolutely will. He just
I love that
joined
guy.
back up. I haven't met him yet personally, but Sean told me a lot about him and that he was joining, and I most certainly will make a point of that, Tim, for sure.
You talk about, he and Sean could be the same person. I mean, they're just genuine, seriously, genuine people, good people. Do anything to help you. And I've known Roger for like 15. Jen, how long we known Roger? I got my wife sitting right here. Come on, say hi.
Sitting or standing?
She's standing. She's like, I'm inviting you in. Come on in. Come on. There you go.
Hi.
How long we known
Jen.
Roger? Who knows?
Oh my goodness gracious. We've known him.
Could be close to 20 years. I mean,
Yeah.
we've known him for forever.
We've known him for a couple.
Such a good guy. And last time I talked to Sean, he said that Roger he had some health issues, and that's why we hadn't seen him. So,
yeah, from what I understand, that he's doing a little bit better, and that's why he's back on tour again. So he did join up, and I think he joined both tours there too. I think he joined the senior tour and the Richmond tour, if I'm not mistaken.
that wouldn't surprise me at all. But you've got to let's talk about senior tour because again, this is the first year that you all taken over the senior tour, right? That was
it is. It's actually the first time that I've ever played the senior tour.
Okay.
And the only reason, so Sean, when he asked me to, so last year I helped Sean quite a bit, but this year he wanted to transition that into a more official capacity to allow me to do and help in other areas that I was limited to because of, rules, compliance, NDAs and whatnot, and everything that governs, Golfweek from the headquarters perspective. And I get that, especially working at the Pentagon. I get NDAs and what you can and can't see in classified material, right?
Right, exactly.
And so he then told me it was going to be for 2 tours. And I said, wait a minute, 2? What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, but I mean, it's...
And so he told me, he said, well, because now you're the assistant tour director for the senior tour, you have to play, right? And I'm like, oh, hell, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you got to play golf.
I still worked. So getting out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I have a 6-year-old still in school. So the juggle is real to try to make as many of the senior events. So I joined the senior tour, and I'm not playing well. I'm not playing well anywhere right now. So.
Oh, but that's all right. At least
happens.
Here's the thing about the senior tour that I love. Okay, the competition is still there, but it's the guys are just a little bit more relaxed.
I think so too. I think so for the most part.
It's,
in some areas, they're very stuck in their ways, though.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But again, I'm looking. So you've got a 2-day coming up. I think it's next weekend.
Next week on the I think it's a Wednesday, Thursday, I believe.
Okay.
It's going to be Williamsburg National. We're going to play in the Yorktown and the Jamestown course.
Again, that's a phenomenal facility too.
It is. It's a great place. I love going down there.
And you've got a good group of guys signed up. Kevin Martin, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I know. I like Kevin. He's good people.
So that's Chris. This is the one thing, and this, Ralph. This is the second year that I haven't been a tour director. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and the one thing I miss is tournament day and seeing all the guys.
Right, I can imagine.
And just our season in life with Jen and I right now, it's just not something that can work or was working. And, so being the tour director for DC for as long as we were, you see these names. I mean, I know a lot of them.
I bet. I
and
can
so
only
it's-
imagine that.
So you got to
misses
tell
it.
everybody, I do. Well, let's put it this way. I miss tournament day. I don't miss all the other stuff that you have to do. The
Amen.
backroom stuff.
Well, I guess you
Amen.
just gotta start playing now.
Everything that all the stuff that nobody sees.
Exactly. Well, and Chris, here's why I don't play. And we talked about this the other day. I got grandkids.
Me
and
too.
to me right now, just where I'm at, there's nothing that I'd rather do than play with grandkids. And so
Right.
as they get older and they don't want to play with pops anymore, maybe that'll be a different change. But I can't justify taking the time away to do what I would need to do, to go out and play and practice and
Right.
take up that time.
It makes
but-
perfect sense.
So it is what it is.
It makes perfect sense. I mean, the only way to get better is to continue to play.
Yeah.
And the only way, especially, as we get older, I have to spend a lot more time training my body, training my core. I've really put a lot of work into my physical body to be able to continue to swing and to actually get longer.
And I would need a lot of work, Ralph. I would need. So, anyway, well, Ralph, thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. First, tell us, you never told us the name of your podcast.
My podcast is called Never Out of Bounds. And
Okay.
It's an analogy with golf and life. I talk about my life. I talk about my journey and how my life and my journey and my struggles can be used to help teach others, show others, and to let people know that just like in golf, when we play golf, if you hit a ball out of bounds, you're not really, the round doesn't get over. You don't just drive to the parking lot and
Right.
go home. You
Right.
drop another ball and you do your best from right where you are, right there. So no matter where you are in life, you're never out of bounds.
I like
Exactly. Love it. Ralph, I love it.
that. Well done.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate what you do. Thank
Thanks
you for
for
your
having me.
service. Tell your family I thank them for their service as well. And
Amen.
we'll see you soon.
I look forward to it, Tim. Chris, thank
Bye.
you guys so much for having me.
All right. Take care. Let's take a break from the show to hear about Srixon's ZX Mark II drivers.
ZX Mark II drivers are for major players, major winners, major power. All new ZX Mark II drivers, only from Srixon.
Tim, it was a great conversation with Ralph. Great way to end our May memorial and recognition. I don't think we've ever gone an extra episode with it, so Ralph's special.
He is. And interesting dude. I probably knew that he had his own podcast, but I'm not sure if I knew. We've talked a number of times, Ralph and I, but I had no idea that his kids were spaced out in that age range either though.
Right.
Somebody needs to
Bless
sit down
his
and have a
heart.
talk. Somebody's got to talk to him about that. And there's
Yeah. Bless his heart. I mean, that's got to be tough, but what can you do?
Yep. But God bless him, man. I mean, loves what he does. Going back to school, 62 years old. Good for him.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad we've got guys like him, on the tour as well.
Yeah, it's always great. I mean, honestly, anybody could go to anybody on tour and just have a conversation about them, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they'd all be interesting stories.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Some stories aren't meant for public consumption, though.
No. That's why we pick and choose.
But we're, it's June 1st, and between the last couple weeks and the first couple weeks of June, I would say this is regional season.
Yes. Yes, there's a lot of them happening, especially June and July.
Yeah,
It's nonstop.
it is.
I think there's one every weekend.
Yeah, for a while there's. So we had two over Memorial Day. We had one out in California, had one in Florida, and obviously good competition. But we're going to talk to. We're going to go out to the California one, to a winner out who. We're going to talk to somebody who went out to the California Regional and won. He's from the East Coast, and maybe that's why we chose him. I don't know. But, you know, it's not that we forget about California. It's just that maybe we do forget about California. I don't know. Maybe we should.
I wasn't gonna interrupt that. I was just
I'm
kind of seeing where that went.
Yeah, me too. You know, I'll think about California a lot, though. You know, one of the things, I don't know if you know this, but there's a casino that's actually closing down in a couple weeks. The Prim, I think it's called Prim Valley, and it used to be a beautiful casino, had a couple of really nice, beautiful courses, but because of online gambling and stuff, the whole place is shutting down. And I say that because I know California used to play there all the time. It's right on the border of California and Nevada. And anyway, let's not forget about California anymore.
No, they had a regional.
They did, and they play there every year. And I don't know if you've ever played there, but it's if not, you need to go out there. It's a great facility.
I have not gone out there to play it.
Well, you should, and that should be on your bucket list for next year. It's only like a 20-hour drive for you.
I don't know. I had a good Memorial weekend myself, so.
Well, we're going to talk. I don't even want to bring that up yet, but because I want to leave that as its own segment.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to gloss over it. It's not that I'm glossing over it, but we're going to gloss over it for now. I'm really proud of you.
Understood.
And I'm excited about it. But if we go down that road now, we may steal some thunder from.
I understand.
Our next guest. So let's just go ahead and bring him in. A-flight player from Atlanta, Gran Sumrall. Gran, welcome to the show, bud.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Doing great. Yeah, we just mentioned. I didn't want to steal your thunder. Chris had a big weekend, but you had a big weekend as well. You walked away with 2 wins, one in a regional, and you played really well in the 2 regionals that you played in this year.
I played in. I think did I play? I only played in one. I think it was the New Orleans.
No, you were out in Vegas. You had a top 5 out in Vegas. I think you shot 73 or 74 on the first day.
No, I didn't go to Vegas. That would have been. I did shoot 73 in. Where was that?
Oh no, it was Louisiana.
That's right, Louisiana.
Louisiana, my fault.
Yep, and then I blew the lead to a really nice guy, Dan Hubbard, from Louisiana. And then coincidentally enough, me and him were battling out this weekend. Last weekend, same guy. It was kind of fitting, I guess. So
yeah, I was going to bring that up. Dan really is a good guy. We're going to give him a hard time because he and Trey. They do the podcast for Louisiana North, and we went out there and they tried to get us to do it in the bathroom. We said we're professionals. We don't do that in the bathroom. So tell us about California and the facility out there. I've been out there. I love it.
Y'all were just talking about. Y'all were just talking about it, and I tell you, it's amazing. And that was the first place I ever played on the golf week. It was 3 years ago. I had a buddy of mine who plays in Denver. He said, "Hey, me and my wife are going to Palm Springs to play golf." So I asked my wife, and they know each other. And so I joined the tour so I could go out there and play. It was my first time ever playing, and it was great. I was very impressed. It was a phenomenal I mean, the weather in California that time of year, it can be hot, but it's not. I mean, I'm from Georgia, so it wasn't bad. But it was great, and the course is in amazing shape. It was probably as good a shape as I've seen it. This was my third time going to Palm Springs.
Okay.
Because I enjoyed it that much.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's Chris, you ought to go. It's phenomenal.
So and I like what Don does out there. Is he does have that tournament the day before.
That is a
so
neat thing. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. And you won that one as well.
I did. I played real well on that one. I'd played there before, for a few years ago, and it's a totally different course than the other two. But played real good, putted real good, and then kind of I guess carried the momentum into the 2-day. Had a couple slip ups the first day of the 2-day, and then really it was like who could hold on to the bull and not get thrown off. That's how it felt. You talk about difficult. That stadium course is something else. It's you wouldn't want to go out there and just play there for 3 days. You would not go back. But it's a challenge.
But was the wind blowing the second day, or was it? Or was
the wind blowing bad? It's just the difficulty. That course is so difficult. The length is deceiving because it's. I think we played it at 67, 68, but you drill a driver down there and it gets in the rough or gets on a slope. There's moguls everywhere, so you're having to take an extra club into diabolical greens, and then a lot of them will cut you off so you can't hit driver. The fairways, little, and it's just tough, man. It's just tough. It's course management. You can't just drill it and go hit the next shot. You got to definitely hit away from trouble a lot out on the other course.
Yeah, so
you're not making it sound fun.
It is. It's different. You know what I mean? It's like it's challenging. It's fun to get through it. It's just it's just not easy golf course. Some of them you play they're easy. I thought that New Orleans, that TPC course down there was also in great shape, phenomenal shape. And I don't mind a bad course. When the course in great shape, if it's tough, it's just tough. But it's not going to be because you got a bad lie or the bunkers aren't raked or something. I mean, it's just a hard golf.
It's hard. Yeah.
So, Chris, it's more like a course that you would be used to, kind of like Arizona. It's more like an Arizona course. So when you look at it from the perspective of you talk about going from El Paso to Hilton Head, right?
Right.
It's probably a bigger difference going from Atlanta to out west to play those courses for Gran.
I'm sure. It's night and day when you go from East Coast to West Coast, and I mean, I call it the Dallas line, where it's from Dallas all the way up north. West of that is all you see is desert courses. Every now and then you might see, in the mountains with trees and whatnot, but it's a whole different ballgame.
It is.
So this is the third time you've been out there. Does he do the same rotation, or does he?
No. So the first time, it was the Nicholas tournament course has been in the rotation all 3 years, or the 3 years I went. I skipped 1 year. The other course that's also really fun is that mountain course they play.
Okay.
That was. I didn't go out there last year. It was the year before they played the mountain, and then last year was their first year playing the stadium. I think the stadium had gone under some. They redid it. I think.
Yeah.
The last year was a fifth year playing it, and then they did it again this year. But it was. I really like having them do that first day, almost like a warm-up type thing, because it kind of gets you into, the tournament kind of mindset, because it's totally different, playing tournament versus just going out there and playing. I do like it. I kind of wish more regionals did it. I would almost definitely always do that. I would.
So would you rather do that or a skins game?
I've never done a skins game. I haven't. The I know they do one in Hilton Head, don't they? The day before. And so I've never done it just because it's already a 3-day thing, and I just haven't been able to make it out there. I've only done the Hilton Head twice. But I don't know. I've never done the skins game. That could be just as fun.
Yeah, so I do know that some people do a skins game, and I think that the trend is moving towards more people doing a tournament than a skins game. I think Florida did so Florida's regional was the same. It was Sunday, Monday, and they did a tournament on Saturday as well. I think the regional at Virginia Tech, I think they do a tournament on Friday. But I think that's more the trend of moving towards a tournament as opposed to a skins game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. I just think it's I say most people. I mean, I guess there wasn't a lot from the East Coast at this one this year and a lot of those California guys driving us, the Vegas guys drove up. I've played with them a good bit, Randy and Jody and some other guys. They always drive over. For me, I can't drive. I'm too far. So I had to, hop on a plane. So I'm there anyway, so I'm going to either go to a practice round, and I'd rather play. It's kind of part of why I like this tour thing. It's I was thinking about it. I'm fortunate to get to go this one because it was my birthday. So Monday was my birthday. So my wife asked me what to do on my birthday. I said, well, let's go out to Palm Springs. She said, that sounds good. You want to play golf, don't you? I'm like, yeah. Well, I could go out there and play golf. Yeah. But, I've met a lot of these guys rather than going and randomly get paired with, randos every time. I get to go play with people, meet people, and that I'm going to see and get taught to, and it's just, there is a little bit of camaraderie there now that I've done it, for a few years that I think adds a value for sure.
Well, you talk about there's not a lot of East Coast players went out there, but if you look at the winners, and so like Champ Light, Matt Green from Cincinnati, Dayton, Midwest. I talked to him. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. I don't know if you got to see him play at all, but there's you from Atlanta, Dan from Louisiana North finished second. There was a guy from Arizona, Mark Goodwin, won B flight, but another Cincinnati Dayton finished second in the B flight. And Milton Tyrell from DC won the C flight. And then Mark Collins from Arizona won D with my friend Colin Dooley finished in second in D. And I kind of I love that it wasn't all West Coast people that won, or when let's just say when one tour hosts it, it's great that people win, but I like seeing multiple tours going to regionals and winning as opposed to the tour that's hosting it winning 4 out of 5 or three of the 5. I think that draws more people to wanting to go back as well.
Sure. Yeah, so, it's probably my favorite. I'm trying to think how many regional I've done. It's definitely probably my favorite. I enjoy Scottsdale too. I've done that one a couple of times. That one's a great one. Those two courses are always in phenomenal shape. I mean, you just not where I'm from in Georgia, you're not going to find courses that immaculate. You're just not. And just to be able to go out there and play those, and it's a pleasure for sure.
Where in Georgia do you live, Grant?
Right in the middle. I'm about 90 miles south of Atlanta.
Okay.
So we're only about 3 hours from Hilton Head. So you can drive over there. Obviously those courses are great. But as far as, playing week in, week out, it's a pleasure to get to go play some of these places.
Yeah. Yeah, you're almost kind of in no man's land to get to a regular weekly tournament. I mean, it's
there's no tours
to Atlanta.
I'm a member
Augusta's
of
2 hours.
Yeah, and I got Augusta. I've played in Jacksonville's when they played down in Valdosta, but Jacksonville's not anymore. And Hilton Head does a lot of Mondays, because I don't know why. And Monday I do have to work at some point, so Monday's pretty tough. But yeah, the Atlanta ones, I mean, I don't know that I've played in probably 3 of them because they're mostly at Atlanta or north and
north.
Trying to get through that.
It's hard.
Ish.
Well, you're going to burn 45 minutes to an hour just sitting in traffic going from just south to just north, let alone getting to wherever the course is.
Yep. Well, it's funny because me and my wife were talking about what we're going to do, and I met Terry last year, I think. He's a character. I saw y'all talk to him a few times ago or a few podcasts ago, but I almost went down there and played in that one.
Okay.
And the only reason I didn't, I told my wife, I was like, we got to get on a plane either way. I can't drive down there. So it's just another hour to fly, hour and a half to fly out to California. So that's why we decided to go out there.
Right.
But
anytime you can hang out with Terry, you're gonna have a good time.
Terry is funny. So there's about 4 of us from Atlanta. They're all 3 Bennett's, 2 Bennett boys.
Yep.
And so they tell me about Terry. Tell me they met Terry. Said, okay, so last year there was a weekend I didn't have anything to do, and another buddy of ours that plays, I think my wife was out of town. I said, let's go down and play. There's a 2-day down there at the PJ Village. It was sometime July. So we fly down there and went and played in it. Well, we walk up to register, and I see Terry. I'd not seen him. I'd only heard about him. He looked at me and goes, y'all must be the Georgia boys. I looked at my buddy. I was like, I don't have a Braves. I have nothing. He's like, I can just tell. But we hit it off after that. So he's a character.
Yeah, he really is. He's a lot of fun to hang out with, a lot of fun to play with.
Yes, he is.
There's some people, and Chris, you can attest to this, that we've just I've known Terry longer than we've been doing the podcast, but there's some people that they make your sides hurt. Once they get it going, and there's things that we've talked about that there's no way we're putting on here.
Yeah,
and Terry's one of them. There's we can go right on down the list with some.
That's a long list. We don't got time.
But, I mean, I can't say enough good things about Terry. He knows that, but those are the type of people that really would attract you to, what, I'm going to go down and play with Terry.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go, that's one of the good things about, this tour and some of the tour directors.
Oh yeah. He does a great job. And I know he's working hard at it too. You can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. He cares very deeply about the tour. And it's, he's finally at a point, this isn't the Terry show, but he's finally at a point where he's retired. So he was working in Hilton Head, or just outside of Hilton Head. So he would drive up on Monday and then drive home on either Thursday night or Friday morning to run tournaments. And I've done that, for years as well. But he's retired now, so now he can spend some time really doing the things that he wants to do and growing the tour. So, Anyway, well, when's your next? When you playing again?
That's a good question. We discussed the group I usually go with. We've discussed going down to that hammock and playing down there in August.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the newer ones. That's one of the newer ones.
Yeah, they've played there before. The Bennetts have played there before, and I've always said we need to go down there and play. So I'm considering going down to that one. I'm looking for some Atlanta ones to hop into, because now that I want a regional, I'm like, man, now I'm right here, close to the top. So I might as well start trying to play in some Atlanta, even though I'm going to have to get in traffic.
Yeah, so there's there's a couple. There's even more than that live down there. Who else is down there? I'm thinking about. There's one guy that lives down all the way down in Valdosta.
Yeah, Valdosta would be a tough place to be because Valdosta is about an hour and 40 minutes from me.
Yeah, it's Jeff. Oh my gosh, what's Jeff's last name? Known him for years too. Just go wake me up at 3:00 in the morning, Gran.
That's okay.
But I mean, it's where you're at. It's just so hard, and Chris, this is part of the issue. So, when I was teaching at Georgia State and having to commute from Hilton Head, that's I know the drive, and I know it, and it's you get, let's just say you're 45 minutes south of Atlanta, and when Jen would come with me, she would start cussing before we even start hitting traffic. Here comes the bullshit.
Yep.
Here comes the. This is the last time I'm coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's for nothing.
And so and so for you, that's really that's an all day experience. By the time you get there and sit through traffic, play the 5-hour round and drive back, it's
we leave at 7 and we're home at 9-10 o'clock. Yep. If we wanted to go do Atlanta, we've done a couple of them like that, and that's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
if you try to pick them where you don't have to go through Atlanta, if they have one off to the side, we'll try to, get one of them. But yeah, that makes it tough. But again, I mean, the beauty of being able to play at any of them and all that, for the most part, the regionals and where they have them are usually in places I can commit to my wife to, go visit. And
exactly.
It gives you a good excuse to go. And like I say, playing for competition in golf is really, you can always get to a point, but until you're playing tournaments, and I'm not saying I'm going to go try to qualify for anything. I can tell you I'm not. But, even at this level, it just, there's other aspects of golf you don't really get good at unless you're playing in a tournament. It doesn't matter what tournament. It can be a local, club championship, whatever. You've got to mentally buckle down for those.
Right.
I mean, or it gets away from you quickly.
Absolutely.
And
but again, you've done really well this year. I mean, you've shot some pretty good scores.
Yep.
In those tournaments too.
Yeah, and it's all been different too. Some of them are. I mean, I didn't know where my driver was even going in New Orleans, and somehow put together a good round. And then some days you strife it and not one single putt goes in. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to chip and putt this year. That's all I'm going to do, and I don't care about the rest of it. So at least if I'm close to the green, I can make par sometimes.
Right.
So, and it's definitely got my game a little more consistent. So hopefully that continues.
That's all you need.
Well, Chris, that's what I tell you to do all the time. Don't worry about the driver. Chip and putt.
Right. No, I agree.
But and pick a side. That's the other thing. My driver was going 2 ways for about 6 months, and I'm going to tell you there's nothing worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it going one way for 3 days in a row, and that helped a lot. It was just, sometimes it was a lot right, sometimes it, but picking a side and chipping and putting is really, what it comes down to.
Exactly. Well, Grant, thanks so much for spending some time with us tonight. I really do appreciate it. And my guess we'll see you in Hilton Head this year.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Hilton Head. I'm going to go this year. Yep.
He's a regional winner. He better.
Yeah, I'd feel bad not going now that I already qualified so early. Usually it comes very late in the year when I qualify. So now I qualified. I already told my wife, I was like, hey, we're going to have to go now. So
yeah, just book it. Just book it.
Yep. It's going to happen.
All right, my friend, we take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely enjoyed it, guys. Y'all have a good evening.
All right.
You too.
Let's take a break from the show to hear about Strixon's ZX Mark II irons.
A great iron set needs more than good looks. It's got to be fast and got to be pure. But good looks never hurt either. The all-new ZX Mark II irons from Srixon.
Tim, Gran going to California, all the way from Atlanta, winning twice. This California regional, we've had a couple winners back, a couple years in a row on the podcast. Maybe I do just need to go up there, get my first regional win, call it a day, and maybe more will fall from that.
Maybe.
I don't know what it is. None of the California guys are winning.
I know.
It's always people from out of town.
I know. I love that. I love that. I mean, I think it's awesome.
Yep.
Did one of your guys win it? Was it the young kid? High school kid?
No, that was Arizona. That the high school kid won.
Okay.
But one of my guys have gone out there and won as well.
Yeah, I love that.
I believe Ricardo won, our national champ, but I may be wrong.
I think you just wanted to say you're a national champ and rub it in my face.
That too. He we were playing one weekend, and he pulls hey, it's my turn. I'm a national champ. And I go, finally.
There you go.
Finally.
Love it.
8 months later, he goes, you know what? That felt good to say. I was glad I was able to say that.
He's got to say that. He should say that on every tee box, man.
He should.
Good for him.
But no, it was good to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like if you go to Georgia, plan a day's trip if you have to go play in Atlanta, because I've never been, but I don't like staying in traffic.
Well, the problem with where he is, so the traffic is one thing, right?
Okay.
But from where he is to even get to the start of traffic, that's almost
an
2
hour.
hours. It's almost 2 hours. It's a good. Let's put it this way: it's a good hour and a half, easy, on a good day. And that's just to get to the start of the traffic.
Right.
And most of the Atlanta members are north of the city. We've only got, let's just say, out of 140, we've got probably 20 or less that are south of the city.
Okay.
And not that there's not good courses south of the city. If you're north of the city, you're not going to go south because of the traffic, right? So most of the tournaments are north. Anyway, it's just
what it is.
Yeah,
right.
Is what it is.
But it was good talking to him.
Yeah. He's a good player. I mean, just heck, he shot 73 at TPC Louisiana. 73. He shot 74 on the Friday tournament. So he's got those rounds in him. And I think if he was able to play more tournament golf, he would be shooting those numbers more regular,
consistently, right?
Consistently, I mean, he plays a fair amount, but he's not like some of the other guys that we've had on the show that are people that never miss,
right?
I mean, he's in a position where not only he's got kids, but it's literally
baseball games. It sounds like
it's an all day. Literally, it's an all day thing, and nobody wants to really sit in that kind of traffic. But he's got a good game. He really does.
Well, hopefully he's able to make it to nationals and kind of see what happens from there.
Yeah. So we holding off on you. And I did not have I don't have the video to share with everybody. Maybe I'll just put it on the website anyway. But tell everybody what you did this past weekend.
Well, that's what I was saying. Played in the tournament Memorial Day. Fun little tournament, a net tournament. You had four people per team. And on one of the par threes, I got my very first hole in one ever. It was 173 yards. Little pop-up 5 hybrid that I like to do and land it pretty soft. And saw it was going to the green, so I just picked up my tee, and then I hear 2 of my team members, "Oh, I think it went in." And I was like, "Nah, it didn't go in. There's no way." And where the pin was tucked, it's kind of behind a ridge. So if the ball goes to that side, it can get lost behind that ridge.
Right.
And the 4th guy was at his cart, and he looks in his rangefinder, and he goes, "I don't see a ball there at all." And usually you can see it from this spot. And I was like, well, we'll find out when we get up. But I had to wait for 2 other people to hit. That was the second one to hit.
So you were the second one to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, good God.
And it's this tournament, you get an orange ball. So the orange ball has to be played by somebody different every hole.
Okay.
And then the other 3 are the best net score out of those 3 count. So I was one of the 3. So kind of felt bad that the other 2 didn't get a chance to putt out or anything, but
I don't feel bad. Did you get a stroke on that hole?
I did not. No.
What are you doing, man?
You want me to get better or worse?
Well, I'm just saying. If that's a stroke hole, you could take a
Get
0.
Right. But no stroke hole on that one.
That's awesome, though.
But yeah, if you're able to put the video, if not, I had my meta glasses on and we recorded from the cart all the way to the green, and I don't think I've ran on the golf course ever. And I ran from the cart to the hole, and you see a ball there, and I was like, oh, there it is. I'm like, no, that's the other guy's ball. And I went, and sure enough, it was in the cup.
Dude, that's awesome. So
it's crazy.
Was watching the video with Jen, and she kept saying, "How's he recording that?" I said, with his glasses. She said, "Those aren't glasses." I said, "Yeah, there's glasses." She didn't believe they were glasses first, but yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
It's cool. I think my heartbeat was just racing for 3 more holes. And my teammates were like, "Hey, we still need you here. We still need you to play." And that was like,
I pulled my weight.
That was the 8th hole that we played, so we still had a whole round to go.
How'd you guys do in the tournament?
We won the net. We went -15 on the net ball. And took second on the orange ball.
Okay.
So not terrible. But that's what I'm saying. Now I have a tournament I have to play every year in Memorial because it's a memory to that.
That's right.
And the clubhouse was telling us that that's the hardest par 3 out there. And that not everybody gets hole-in-ones on that par 3 just because of where they put the pins. And one of my partners has had 2 hole-in-ones on every of the other par 3s and 0 hole-in-ones on that one.
How about that?
And I'm like,
what course was it?
Picacho Hills Country Club in
Pikachu.
Las Cruces.
You were playing Pikachu.
Yeah.
All right.
And I was testing a new golf ball too, so it was all different stuff. So I might end up switching golf balls. We'll see.
What ball was it?
The Chrome Soft Callaway.
All right. So you sent Callaway something? Say, hey.
I tagged them in my post, and I looked online, and they'll let you print a certificate. So I'm just like, really? Just a print?
I thought they sent you a year's supply of new golf balls. Man.
You know, that was the game plan when I tagged them.
I
said, maybe I'll give you a sleeve or something, and not even a hand clap from them.
That's messed up.
They're busy. They're busy.
They got something else to do? What? I don't understand.
The tour?
Well, because I knew it was the 25th, and I remember that you had a tournament on the 25th, but it was April 25th. And I said, I think it's in a tournament. And Jen said, I don't think so, because I don't remember doing scores. I said, well, he was in a tournament, and so you were in a tournament, so I was right.
Right. It was a fun one.
Fun tournament.
Well, I try to avoid Memorial Day tournaments because people travel.
Yeah, people travel, right? Yep.
So this one I came across on social media, and I called my buddy Jordan. He was like, "Yeah, I'll play." And then I called another one of our Golf Week guys. He's like, "Yeah, I'll play, and I'll bring a an older Golf Week guy that he's 72,
Oh, yes.
and he was like, "Yeah, I'll play." He's
Senior tees. Nicely done.
no, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
No, 75 was senior tees,
Oh, that's
but
messing.
but he was out driving us all. He is a stick. He was a +2, I think.
Okay.
He can hit it. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool just to see, that aged swing and straight down the middle every time. I don't think he had one bad swing, one bad putt. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. I guess so if you're 15 under.
Right. I helped a little bit. I was a 10 handicap, so I helped a little bit.
That's awesome. Seriously.
But no, it was a good time. I think besides yours and Dennis's text, I think I sent it to like 30 more people.
Okay.
Within from me getting into the cart to the next tee, and they had to tell me, "Hey, we need you to tee off now." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. We're still playing."
Still playing.
But it was good. I'm excited. I have the ball in a special place. I'm gonna look online, find me a nice plaque.
Yeah.
It's my first one, man.
Course should do something for you.
The course gave I won the closest to the pin on that one, so they gave me a dinner for two.
Okay. Yeah, but that's part of the tournament stuff. I mean, the course should do something for you. Say, look, man.
Is it? I'm just happy, man. I'm happy. Got to have bragging rights again with Billy and my brother.
Okay.
And Sazo. Looking online for a nice pair of shoes that they're gonna buy me. So I'm reaping my rewards. I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to dip too much.
What did it cost you in the beer tab?
Not much, actually. Not much, because half the people left before they announced it.
That's too bad. Too bad for them.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So let's put this question out there then.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for everybody or just your foursome?
If they're at the course when you come in.
So you're a pay for everybody.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting. Because a lot of people that I have asked, they say only for your group that you played with.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones that saw it.
No.
But, to be fair, I've never seen one. I've heard the cheers of one, but I've never seen one. That was my first one to see.
Well, there's a movement now that that some courses are doing, and that now I'm getting ready to say I can't remember exactly what it is, but that the course will cover it.
The tab.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A couple courses have like created funds,
right?
Like, so many dollars. Like let's just, I don't know what it is.
Right.
Like $1 a round goes in the insurance fund to be able to cover
that course for their members, because it is a private club.
Okay.
So their members, they take a portion of their dues, and if somebody hits it, all the members have a week to go in there and get their drink, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So all of the members were like, "Are you part of the member club? Are you part of the?" I'm like, "No, I'm just a guest today. Sorry."
Yeah, I think when I was a member up here, I think it costs like $50 a year for that, and it's a mandatory fee. I don't care. I mean, what?
Maybe you get lucky.
Exactly. I didn't, but
and I go back and I watch the video, and I'm disappointed that my reaction's real short. Like, it's just a scream and then like in shock. Because I never thought I'd get one. Honestly, I've been close. I've been, 2 inches. I've had the flag hide the ball from the tee box. I've been close, but never actually do it. So when I knew I was going to be in the middle of the green, I just picked up my tee and walked away. Like, I didn't think... First off, I can't see him land anyways.
Right.
But I know, okay, I'm either in the middle of the green or it's going to roll to the back or whatnot. So it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
So now I got to have my brother get one. So, because my dad had 2, I believe. Might be 3. So, need to get my brother to get one.
Is he playing this year?
He is. He's playing a little bit. He's going up to the big cedar with us, so we'll see how that goes.
You realize that's not too far down the road.
I know. A month away.
Mm-hmm.
And we're driving.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
Because they don't want to buy plane tickets.
Oh, my God.
It's only 6 hours.
That's all it is from
Dallas?
Dallas.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's going to take you 2 days to get to Dallas.
No, I'm flying to Dallas.
Okay.
No, I'm not that dumb.
Well, why don't you just fly to Big Cedar?
Because you have to either fly up to St. Louis or Kansas City and drive down anyways, 3 hours.
All right. You do you, man.
It'll be a good road trip. I'll be in the back sleeping. They can talk and wake me up when we get there.
All right. So is it just the 3 going?
No, I have a good handful of El Paso guys going up there. I think last I checked was like 6 or 7 of us.
Okay.
So hopefully we bring back some hardware. I have a good time.
It's going to be awesome.
And you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
You look energized and tired at the same time.
So we've got, for people who don't know, I'm not in my studio. I'm in Pennsylvania with the grandkids, and we've got, so from when we're recording this, I've got another 9 days before we head home.
Wow. It's gonna be time to record another episode.
Yeah, so the week I get home, we got to record the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
9 days off.
Well, not because it's I got to do a turnaround on this one, but that's gonna be our Father's Day episode. We already got some things planned for that.
Mm-hmm.
A couple other things that have happened over recently. Joe Jaspers and Brian Quackenbush attempted to qualify for U.S. Senior Open. Neither one of them made it this year, but I mean, again, they made it to the qualifying stage, which is
huge.
Yeah. And so we want to get see what we can do about getting them one here real soon. Talk about that experience. We got to see who's qualifying for USAMs.
Yep. Senior AMs.
Senior AM and the Open AM.
And your favorite tournament of the year.
Hey, that's coming up, man. You know it is. You need to just get on board.
Maybe we do the pool that we were talking about.
Well, we gotta get, if we're gonna do it, we gotta start getting the thing organized before I come back.
Right. After I'm heading out this weekend for a tournament. After when I get back, I'll see what I can do.
Oh, you got a 2-day, right?
Yep.
This coming weekend.
Yep. And I'm feeling great. Holing one, shot a 77 on my own ball. Gross, not net.
Okay.
So I'm feeling good. I'm excited.
So you shot a 77 on your own ball and you got 10 strokes?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
That's pretty good.
Can't complain.
I wouldn't. Nobody would listen to you. I'd tell you to be quiet. I want to hear it. Oh, buddy. Well, that's good. What else going on? Anything?
No, that's about it, man.
All right.
I'm excited. We'll leave it at this. I'm excited to announce what we got for the next episode. So
Okay.
it's gonna be
Me
fun.
too. Because you won't even tell me. Just messed up.
I've told you.
Not everything.
Yeah, I have.
No, you said you got some stuff for Tupac that you're not telling anybody yet.
Oh, that, yeah. That
So you-
got canceled.
Oh, it did.
Unfortunately, I'll tell you off the air, but
All
we
right.
had to pivot.
Okay. See, I've been thinking about that stuff. Why won't he tell me? What would I do? No.
Jen might hear, and then Jen might tell them, and you know how our rivalry is on the West Coast.
I do. All right, my friend. Best of family. Enjoy yourself, and I'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. Be safe.
Have fun.